Yo, what's poppin'? What's going on? I want to do a little video and everything about this situation and everything in Libya. And as we know, and as I said a couple years back, you know what I mean, I know a lot of people don't pay attention to some of the shit I say and some of the stuff I put up. I said this a couple years ago about the slave trade that was going on in Libya. You know, all you had to do was a little research and everything. Now it was out in the open, everybody talking about it. But you know, those that were in the know knew that that was going on anyway. That it was open slave markets in Libya, and the reason for that is because the murder of Muammar Gaddafi by NATO, led by the United States government, led by Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. And some of the Barack Obama sickle fans got to get an understanding about that this boy got a lot of blood on his hands, and he got a lot of blame in this stuff that's going on over there with African brothers and sisters and everything that's in Libya. Well, not even just in Libya, but because they actually kidnapping these brothers and sisters from all over the continent and selling them in Libya. So, the murder of Gaddafi. Now, most people who know who Gaddafi was the leader of Libya for years. Now, I remember Muammar Gaddafi's name being on the news back when I was a little boy, and I was a little kid back in the day. So, he was no stranger to the United States government back then. And he was considered, they called him a terrorist and everything even back then. But no one invaded Libya back then. No one went over to Libya and everything to so-called rescue the people and everything, because that was the reason that Obama and Hillary Clinton gave for going to Libya in the first place. Well, the way he was treating the people. Well, supposedly he was treating people like this for years. So why all of a sudden everything that they decided to go over there and kill Muammar Gaddafi this time? Well, Gaddafi embraced the principles of Pan-Africanism. Those who don't know what Pan-Africanism is, it is for African people to come together socially, politically, and economically all across the globe. Everyone in the African diaspora. That's like Marcus Garvey said, Africans are home and abroad. So he wanted to form an African bank based off the national resources of the continent. Now, anyone who has the understanding of Africa understands that the continent is a completely self-sufficient landmass. It's completely self-sufficient from anywhere else on the earth. Basically meaning that everything is found there, so nothing is needed there. If anything, people will go and pull from those resources of the continent. That's why it's been colonized by Europeans for hundreds of years, and is also being colonized and everything by the Asians now, by the Chinese. The Chinese are heavy in Africa right now, pulling from its natural resources. You know, don't let those old videos and everything of the people that are starving and everything in the United States sending over food, United States for Africa and all that stuff back in the 80s and everything. Africa didn't need food from the United States. Don't get that shit fucked up. That's basically to push a certain narrative about the people and everything and the needs of the people. But they never talk about why that the people were starving in the first place. But, you know, that's for another time. But basing the natural resources of Africa, basing the money off the natural resources of Africa, basically flips the Western economic system upside down. Because the money in the West, whether it's the dollar or the pound, They are just promissory notes. It's not based off of anything. You know, the money of these countries, of our country, and a lot of other Western countries have no value. Now, so if you put value on your money, people will have to pay you that value when they pay you. So if you have to pull the natural resource, so all these countries and everything go over there and everything, they will have to pay Africans and all these African countries in their denominations what the African countries want. What that does is it destroys the Western economy, because, like I said, the money of the West doesn't have any real value. That flips the global economy on its head. It flips it upside down and everything. And that is power. That is revolution. That's why Gaddafi had to go. That's why the United States and NATO was behind his murder. And Barack Obama actually came out recently and said that was one of his regrets, was not necessarily killing Gaddafi, but was destabilizing the region. Now, think about that bullshit for a minute. You say that you want these people, you go into Libya, you make up that lie, say you go into Libya and everything and say, well, we want to save the people and everything because Gaddafi is an evil dictator and all this other type of shit. Yet you leave the land and the people and everything open to anybody, anything that comes in there. So now you have insurgents and everything that come in there and start opening up open market slave trade in 2017. So yeah, Barack Obama, a lot of this shit is his fault. He and Hillary Clinton. Can't blame Donald Trump for this shit. You know? Donald Trump is not to blame for this one. Now, one thing, though, we have to understand is that nobody gives a damn about African people anywhere in the world. So you're not going to, more than likely, you're not going to have insurgents and everything. Or you're not going to have the United States and everything interfering in this and stopping this and everything. And remember, Obama said, and Hillary Clinton, they both said that they did that to save the people. Yet nobody's going to go in and save these people who are actually being sold in the open market. So have some thought in your head and think about these things or whatever when you start talking about how great some of these people are and how much better and everything that they would be and everything if Obama was president. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna go into another Barack Obama thing. You know what I mean? Most people who understand me, who know me and have heard me speak before, know how I feel about Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton. So, but this shit that's going on in Libya is on his hands. And he knows that. And that's something that he has to live with. But everyone needs to understand that this is where that shit come from. You know? And that's just keeping it a whole 100. You know what I mean? So, you think of Libya, open slave market and everything, our people still being put in bondage and everything, and nobody around the world is ever going to give a fuck about African people. That's something that we have to understand, and we have to realize. We have to start coming together, understanding that we have to do something for our people. You know, we have to come together globally and everything. We have to do this economically, and we have to have alliances with African countries and everything to help our people. You know, obviously, but that's going to take years because colonialism is taking over Africa. So a lot of these people that are put in power and everything are just puppets for European countries or the United States. So a lot of them don't give a damn about African people, even other Africans. You know, the situation is fucked up, and this is what we dealing with and everything as far as being black people. Remember, the shit that's going on over there, don't think it doesn't affect us. Affect us over here, because it does. Basically, it gives you an outlook on everything about how we're looked at across the globe. People of African descent. Everybody in the diaspora is looked at across the globe. Your life doesn't matter. Your life does not matter. It doesn't matter what part of the globe you're from, or where you're from, or what you call yourself, or what kind of group you put yourself in, or, you know what I mean, whatever the hell that is. Whatever ideology that you take up, or religion you take up. If your skin, if you're melanated, and this is who you are, if you are a descendant of the continent, then nobody gives a fuck about you. So we have to start giving a fuck about ourselves. That's it.